I'm going to be flat out honest. I am scared to use today's restricted legendary, and you already know what it is because you read the title, or you just saw, ooh, thumbnail, and then just clicked. But anyways, we are hitting the Reg G ranked ladder with this Giratina-Origin team. Now, Giratina is, how should I put this gently? It's not the best. It's definitely not the best by any means, but we are going to bring Giratina to the ranked ladder and do what we can with it. We're running a Calm Mind set here to boost up our special attack and special defense, and just trying to go for some big damage with Shadow Ball, Dragon Pulse, and Earth Power. And do you mind? You're okay. You don't need to be rubbing the nuzzling the laptop. Anyways, what I was saying was we are going to try to do some raw damage after a Calm Mind boost with Shadow Ball, Dragon Balls, and Earth Power. Now, Giratina-Origin does need to be holding the Griseous Core to maintain this form, but the trade-off for that is its Ghost and Dragon type moves, both of which have Stab, by the way, do get a 20% boost in power, so that's going to be relatively nice at the end of the day. We have Terra Fire on this thing to make it resistant to Ice and Fairy type attacks. It seemed like a nice, happy medium right there. The alternative could have been Terra Steel, but since Body Press is out there, especially on Zamazenta, and Close Combat's out there, I figured we'd go for the Terra Fire just to be on the safer side. Now, we will have to be weary of Urshifu Rapid Strike, but speaking of Urshifu Rapid Strike, we have a nice Water, Fire, Grass Core with Urshifu, Rillaboom, and Incineroar. We have Tornadus here to speed up the team with Tailwind. We have Taunt to shut down some opposing status users, especially if we run into the odd Whimsicott that might think it's cute to try to Encore my Giratina into Calm Mind. We can shut that down with a Taunt, and then we also have Clefairy here to provide some nice defensive support for all of the Pokemon here by having Friend Guard reduce the maximum damage output that my opponent can do to these Pokemon. We have Moonblast just to make sure that we're not taunt bait. We have Life Dew here to boost up my Pokemon's HP just a tiny little bit, since Giratina doesn't really have any means of recovery. And oh yeah, we should probably touch on the fact that this is not your standard Rillaboom. This is Sword Stance Rillaboom. We're going to experiment with that today because I like the idea of going for a Sword Stance and then doing some major damage with either Grassy Glide and Wood Hammer. And we also have Drain Punch to get some sustainability back into Rillaboom. And also we have a Grassy Seed to boost up our defense one stage. So we're gonna try that. I don't know how that's gonna go, but I mean, we're already experimenting with Giratina. Let's change some things up with Rillaboom as well. Luckily, the Incineroar is still fairly standard stuff, as well as my Urshifu, so we do have that to fall back on. But yeah, let's see how this goes and jump right on in to some battles. Okay, we have an Ice Rider team here with Farigiraf, Ursaluna, Blood Moon, Raging Bolt, Rillaboom, and Incineroar. Now, the nice thing here, no Miraidon, no terrain that I need to worry about pivoting Rillaboom in and out of. Now, slight problem, that is a Calyrex, but the nice thing here too is most Calyrex typically run Glacial Lance, High Horsepower, Trick Room, and Protect. Well, with Giratina, we actually wall that with the Terra Fire, which is going to be nice. Terra Fire and Levitate does wall Glacial Lance, High Horsepower, so unless they have another move, that could be really nice. So I think we're going to bring Giratina here. And the nice thing here too is it's also not able to be hit by Fake Out, which is going to be nice. I think we're going to bring Clefairy here, and then that way we can redirect away some attacks while Giratina tries to set up the Calm Minds. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to bring Incineroar here, which is going to be nice because we do have access to Knockoff to remove the potential Clear Amulet off of the Calyrex. And I think we're all right to bring Rillaboom too. We could bring in the Urshifu instead, since I don't have Fake Out on the Rillaboom. That is a little bit of a awkward situation, but I think Urshifu might be okay here. Yeah. We're taking a big step here trying out Giratina. We'll try out the Sword Stance Rillaboom in another match, but big steps right here trying to make Giratina of all things work. So yeah, this is one of my favorite Pokemon though too, if in case you didn't see the discussion video or you just saw the title and was like, man, this guy really hates this thing. No, I actually do quite like it, but I just don't know what it does. Now, Calyrex and Farigiraf, they're definitely getting the Trick Room up, and you know what? I don't dislike that. I think I'm going to have to hit the Terra Fire, though, just to make sure that I don't get knocked out by a Glacial Lance. I don't necessarily know the damage calc off Glacial Lance, and I'd rather not want to find out because Calyrex could just do the Glacial Lance if Farigiraf could go for the Trick Room instead. So we're going to click the Terra Fire, and honestly, Clefairy in theory should be slower than the Calyrex. So I'm going to just click the Life Dew. I'm going to Calm Mind, take this little bit of chip damage into Giratina, and then heal it back up, and then that way we should be in an alright position at the end of the day. Now, this did just make me become susceptible to Fake Out, and they do have 2 Fake Out users on the team, so that is going to be a little bit scary. Giratina is going to get the Calm Mind off before both of these Pokemon move, which is kind of nice. Clefairy's actually moving before both of them too, so that's not what I was expecting. There's the Glacial Lance, so you know what? Okay, good to know that my Clefairy was actually faster than the Calyrex, and there's the Trick Room. Now, Clefairy is going to be faster than Calyrex in Trick Room, so there is that in the bare minimum. And honestly, we're in a nice, safe enough position that we can just go for another Calm Mind and go for a Life Dew with Clefairy. I don't want Clefairy going down to Calyrex since Calyrex will get a Chilling Neigh. And no, Calyrex undersped us too. So Clefairy is just speed tying the Calyrex, which that's concerning. That is really concerning. But the nice thing here is Clefairy was able to survive. Giratina resists this no problem. I think what I do is I protect with Clefairy this turn, just so that Giratina has a little bit of bulk working in its favor. We're at +2 into both of our special stats, so Farigiraf won't be doing anything to me, and I would love to see how much damage this Shadow Ball does to the Calyrex, and I'm just going to protect Clefairy here, and then this way there's no damage into Clefairy from Calyrex, which means no potential Chilling Neigh, which I'd rather not take that if possible, so we do have that. That is an option. Now, if they bring in Incineroar, that could be a little bit gross for Giratina because of the Fake Out, but shouldn't be the worst thing imaginable. And honestly, we're in a nice position to stall out the Trick Room at this point, so there is that. There's another Glacial Lance coming out. They can't hit me with the high horsepower, so honestly, the Terra Fire is doing what the Terra Fire needs to do. When I put this team together, I thought it would be kind of funny to deal with Ice Rider this way, so that does work out relatively nice. +2 Shadow Ball, super effective damage. Bet you didn't have that on the bingo card today. Knocked out the Calyrex right there with the Shadow Ball. Let's go, Giratina. Now, in theory, Clefairy should be able to get some HP back. Maybe not because of the Rillaboom. Clefairy could switch out here. Or Clefairy could just go for Follow Me. Honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Dragon Pulse into the Farigiraf. And I'm just going to attempt to go for the Life Dew just to try to keep Giratina healthy. We're going to eat the Fake Out with Giratina instead, which is alright. Clefairy's going to get the Life Dew off. And I think I wanted to switch this thing out initially, but we're going to get a little tiny bit of HP back. And honestly, I don't mind taking the Psychic off of the Farigiraf into Clefairy now. Clefairy's going to hang in there, so Giratina, unfortunately, doesn't get to do anything that turn, but at least we have the potential to do some raw damage. I'm going to go for the Rillaboom because I did bring the Urshifu in the back. Actually, no, I think we go for the Farigiraf here, and I think we switch in Incin, and then this way too. We're still under Trick Room. Clefairy can switch out, and then we can always bring that Friend Guard back in a little bit later, or if we need a last-minute redirection, we can do that too. So, if we get rid of Rillaboom, that clears the path for Urshifu, which is going to be... We got a Rage Quit. Nice. Okay. Very happy about that. At least this is going to let the turn play out. So, they just Grassy Glide into the Incineroar, and Giratina is going to get this Dragon Pulse off momentarily. We're going to see the Psychic. That does nothing. And how much damage does it do? How much? Almost enough to knock out. But anyways, the opponent did Rage Quit there, so that's okay. And Trick Room is done too. I also forgot to mention that. But anyways, we'll take it. Giratina picked up a one-shot into the Calyrex, so Very happy about that. All right, we have a Koraidon team with Hisuian, Typhlosion, and Regidrago. That's interesting. All right. So Fluttermane can also slow us down with Icy Wind. Whimsicott has the Tailwind option. So this could have the potential to get really ugly really fast. But what I could do is I could bring the Tornadus. I could go for the Rain Dance to boost up my Urshifu. So that could be relatively handy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bring the Rillaboom and Clefairy. I'm going to try to get this Sword Stance off, and we're going to go from there. We're going to bring Giratina, and I don't think I need the Urshifu, so I think I can get away with bringing Tornadus instead. Yeah, I think that's all right. Giratina might not even need the Terastallization for dealing with Koraidon. It might need it for dealing with Fluttermane, but overall, that doesn't look like a bad matchup, all things considered. So, yeah, if I can get a Calm Mind boost off with Giratina, that's going to be great. I definitely want to try to get the Sword Stance off with Rillaboom, which I don't think I saw a Fake Out user right there. So, in theory, a +2 Sword Stance could be, or a +2 Grassy Glide could be really nice. Now, Whimsicott could be a little bit annoying, but it's not going to be the worst thing imaginable. The Regidrago, though, that has the potential to do a lot of damage, which I don't want to deal with. Now, I also just revealed to them that I'm not Assault Vest, so we're going to follow me, and we are going to attempt the Sword Stance, assuming the Dragon Energy... Ooh, they just went Protect. Okay. They just went for a double Protect? Okay, okay. I'm getting the Sword Stance. This is so disgusting. I'm loving this already, right out of the gate. Now, I'm going to follow me with Clefairy, just to make sure I don't take a Encore. And I'm going to Drain Punch right into the Regidrago. And this way, too, I don't dislike Clefairy being locked into Follow Me. There's the Tailwind now, so Dragon Energy might not be the greatest thing to get hit with, but Rillaboom might be alright. Oh, let's go! Alright, we lived that. They take a little bit of Life... Life Orb is a little odd. I thought that might have been a Dragon Fang, but you know what? I'll take that. That's a lot of HP back right there for Rillaboom. Yeah, okay. So, Dragon Energy is not going to do the most amount of damage now. What I could potentially do is I could Moonblast into the Regidrago. I could also Moonblast into the Whimsicott. We've seen the Protect. So, what we might see here is... Oh, no Protect. Okay. We almost knock out the Regidrago right there. We're going to see a Moonblast off Whimsicott into Clefairy. All right. The two Puffballs are just going to be basically throwing Moonblasts at each other. Ancient Power is coming out of the Regidrago, and that's enough to knock it out thanks to the Life Orb Recoil. I'm very happy about that right there. Sword Stance Rillaboom. Did not think I would ever try that. I've been wanting to try it for a little while, and I am enjoying it dearly. So, what I could do is I could go for a Drain Punch into whatever comes in for Regidrago. If it's Koraidon, I'm going to want to redirect this. It's Fluttermane, so you know what? Nothing wrong with a +2 Grassy Glide going into that thing instead. So, you know what? I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to just keep it simple. I'm going to click the Grassy Glide. If this thing is Focus Sash, I'll bring it down to the Sash, and that's going to be really handy. So, no Protect. It's a one-shot right there. It was not Booster Energy, so maybe it was Specs, which, you know what? Rillaboom is having a really good time right here. Whimsicott's going to go for that Moonblast, which that's not going to matter because I went for the Life Dew right here. Rillaboom is having a good time. Giratina didn't even have to do anything yet, and honestly, keeping Clefairy and Rillaboom healthy is going to be really nice for Giratina in the long run, too. So, yeah, Whimsicott's got the Tailwind up, so Koraidon could be a little bit bad here. But that said, I do have the Drain Punch, and I don't dislike going for a Follow Me with Clefairy here, and I like the idea of getting that Drain Punch off into Koraidon, unless it's Terra Ghost Koraidon, which I highly doubt it would be. We should get some really good damage off into this thing, which, honestly, that's what I need to do. If they go for a Flare Blitz into Clefairy, great. No, it's Flame Charge. All right, so Clefairy's going to live that, no problem. Rillaboom is going to hit this with a Drain Punch. Clefairy gets to live one more turn. Nice, all right. Koraidon is faster than the Whimsicott, so Koraidon, we should be safe with the... we should be safe on this thing. And also the Whimsicott revealed Protect on turn 1, so there is that. All right, no more Grassy Glide for me, but that's fine. I'm going to Follow Me, and I'm going to Drain Punch into the Koraidon. Now, if they protect Moonblast, that throws a little bit of a wrench into the plan, but it's not the worst thing imaginable. They've only got a speed boost right now, so not the worst thing imaginable for me. Drain Punch off of the Koraidon. All right, so they're going to get a little bit of HP back, but that's fine. I don't dislike that at all. Rillaboom is going to just do way more damage to Koraidon than Koraidon did to Clefairy. So there is that. So we'll take this Moonblast, no problem. Kind of wish I had the Assault Vest there, because that was a little bit more than I would have preferred, but not the worst thing imaginable. They have a speed boost on Koraidon, but that's not going to mean anything with a Rillaboom here. Now, what I could do, I could pop my Terrifier on the off chance they go for a Flare Blitz. Collision Course could be a little annoying, but I'm also at +1 into Rillaboom on the defense. I think I'm going to taunt the Whimsicott. I think I'm going to pop the Terrifier on Rillaboom, and I think I'm going to Drain Punch. Giratina does not care for Whimsicott's Moonblast, but at the end of the day, Tornadus should be able to deal with that. And maybe they just double up into Rillaboom or Torn. That's the other thing, too. So there's a Tailwind off of Whimsicott, so they are, unfortunately, a little bit faster than Torn still, but we'll get an Encore off into them, so now no more support moves for them. Did I make the right call on the Rillaboom? Oh, I definitely made the right call on Rillaboom. Rillaboom is going to pick this up. No problem. This Drain Punch should be more than enough to knock it out. So, +2 seed Koraidon doesn't matter. Also, it's throwing me off that my opponent has not Terastallized at all, but I'll take that. I can go for a Bleak Wind and a Wood Hammer. I don't really need the... Tailwind. Or, it's not Bleak Wind on this Torn, it's Air Slash, right. I also filmed Kieran Black earlier today, which that one did have Bleak Wind, so that would definitely do it. But anyways, my opponent does cancel the battle right there, so we do have them in a... We had them in a very good position. Swords Dance Rillaboom, Giratina Calm Mind, 2 for 2. Very happy about how that's going so far. Let's look for another match. Also, good game to my opponent. All right, we've got an Ice Rider team here with Incineroar, Raging Bolt, Urshifu, Smeargle, and Grimmsnarl. Giratina looks delightful here. Yeah, I really like the look of Giratina and Clefairy, especially if I can get a Calm Mind off into Giratina and then just start doing some damage. Now, the Raging Bolt could be a little bit of a problem if they lead it into Giratina, but it's not going to be the worst thing imaginable for me. So I think I'm going to bring Giratina. I think we're going to bring Clefairy. Depending on what form of Urshifu that is, Moonblast is going to be really funny off that Clefairy too. If that's single star, I'm just going to absolutely decimate that. Grimmsnarl could be a problem, but that said, we get a Calm Mind off, we go Terra Fairy. Even though Spirit Break's lowering our special attack, we are resistant to it, so there is that. Incineroar is probably going to be really handy here. Oh, you know what? I kind of like the idea of Giratina Incin Clefairy, because what I can do is I can always Parting Shot into that Smeargle, or Parting Shot off of that Smeargle, because the Calyrex has probably got the Clear Amulet. Raging Bolt might be a tad problematic, but you know what? Rillaboom should be okay. Yeah, Rillaboom should be alright. If they think they're safe dealing with my Grass-type attacks and don't Terra, I do have the Drain Punch for that, so should be okay. I like the idea of being able to go for Fake Out into Smeargle, and then go for Calm Mind. Terrifier is going to be really nice here, too. Yeah, Terrifier is going to be very nice. I think I Fake Out the Grimmsnarl, and I go for the Calm Mind. And we also get the revelation that it is a Clear Amulet Calyrex, so I think we're going to click that Terra right here, and... you know what? I think we knock off onto the Calyrex. I think we get that thing's Clear Amulet gone. And then this way, what we could do is we get our Calm Mind off. The special defense is not going to be helping us with these two, but the nice thing here is we will be able to do some respectable damage. And Calyrex did not... nope, Calyrex is terrestrializing, so this should be alright. At the end of the day, they might think I'm going physical here, which is the main reason why I wanted to go for the knockoff this turn, because next turn, they're just going to know I'm special, so... Oh, Fake Out into Incin. Alright. I can live with that. I'm going to get my Calm Mind off, and I can Earth Power the Calyrex. Yeah, Earth Powering into the Calyrex does not look bad. Glacial Lance, which, you know what? You definitely expect your opponent to have something up their sleeve if they're standing on a Calyrex and they're a Giratina. So there's the light screen. You know what? Fine with me. I'm gonna knock off into the Calyrex. I'm going to get another Calm Mind off, and if they wanted to try to get Trick Room, be my guest. I don't mind being slower, and I also like getting your Clear Amulet gone, so now I can Parting Shot you. Earth Power is going to hurt a lot, and yeah. I don't mind going for a Parting Shot into you, and I also don't mind Earth Powering you. And then that way, too, Clefairy can come in here. They're going to miss... Nice. Okay. I thought that was into Incineroar, and they just missed. They just clicked the high horsepower. They didn't realize I'm Levitate. I can live with that. I can live with that a lot. Clefairy is going to come in here, and Friend Guard is going to be really nice. And plus, now what I can do is I can start clicking Life Dew. I don't dislike the fact that they have the light screen here, because I can always Calm Mind some more, get some more bulk. Grimmsnarl is not going to be doing anything to me. I can keep Calm Minding if I want. And a +1 Earth Power into Calyrex is going to be just delightful. So I'm going to Earth Power into you again, and I'm just going to click the Life Dew. I'm just going to get that HP back into Giratina. Calyrex is going to withdraw. Great. Who is coming in its place? Urshifu. Okay. So this is Single Strike. It's not as rapid. Follow Me is going to be very handy here. And, yeah. I don't mind getting some damage off into the Urshifu, too. Yeah, okay. We can get the Earth Power off into that and get a little bit of chip. And I think what we do here is we click the Dragon Pulse, and I could bring in Rillaboom. I don't dislike bringing in Rillaboom, actually. Moonblast into Urshifu could be kind of funny, too. Yeah, because the main reason why I'm thinking this is because the Grimmsnarl does have the, well, you know, the other thing, too, is Giratina should be, faster than the Urshifu in Trick Room, so, you know what? I'm just gonna Follow Me and, do some damage. And then this way, too, I'm not going, negative on my special attack. Clefairy is gonna take both of these. So, Clefairy is going to eat the Spirit Break, no problem. And honestly, I should be able to take a Surging Strike, no problem, off of So there is that. So let's see here. Yeah, that looks fairly comfortable for damage. Honestly, I think what I can do now is I can Life Dew, and I think I can Life Dew for the Clefairy. This is the last turn of Trick Room. Let's see here. Dragon Pulse does more damage. I'm going to click Dragon Pulse into the Urshifu, and then that way they switch in. Great. And I'm just gonna get some more HP back into Clefairy. Grimmsnarl is going to switch out. Great. This should be a knockout into Urshifu unless they protect. Calyrex is coming back in here. Perfect. I'm still neutral for my special attack. So I can always go for a Earth Power into them. Now, they're going to Detect, which is not the worst thing imaginable, because Clefairy's going to get some HP back. I can target the Calyrex, and I can follow me. Or what I do is, I follow me and go for the Urshifu. I could do that. As Clefairy showed, it is okay. You know what? I'm going to Shadow Ball into the Urshifu slot because Grimmsnarl might just come back right back in. And they were Light Clay, so I could just... I'm going to Earth Power into the Urshifu slot, or no, I'm going to Shadow Ball because I have the bonus damage off of the Griseous Core. And I'm going to follow me with Clefairy. Now, a Glacial Lance could be coming my way, which would be not the most ideal, but what could happen here if Calyrex doesn't get the knockout Clefairy is I can bring in Incineroar and then put that thing down to -1 attack. So Urshifu does knock out Clefairy. Giratina should be able to knock out Urshifu at this range. And then I can bring in Incin or Fake Out to deal with the Calyrex. Wouldn't be the worst thing imaginable to deal with the Grimmsnarl either. I'm going to take this Glacial Lance, no problem. I'm at full HP. So, yeah, alright. So, if I Fake Out Grimmsnarl, that's great. But I think what I need to do is I think I need to Fake Out the Calyrex. Yeah, I think that's what I do here. I think I Fake Out Calyrex, and then just go for some damage into Grimmsnarl, and then that way too. That's not the worst thing imaginable. Yeah, it should be okay. Actually, I think I just Earth Power and Fake Out. I think that's what I do here, and then that way we can potentially deny Trick Room. There's a Protect. We know the Grimmsnarl does have Fake Out as well, so we do have to respect that. They're just going to Fake Out Incin, but you know what? That's fine. Giratina is faster than both of these Pokemon, so I think what I do is I think I Earth Power the Calyrex, and depending on what they have in the back, I think I knock off. Yeah, I think I still knock off, and then that way, depending on if they switch Calyrex, that's great. I think Giratina is doing what it needs to do here, and that's just being annoying. Let's be honest. Giratina is doing a lot of damage at the end of the day, despite the light screen working against it. And I don't mind leaving Grimmsnarl for the very end. So we're not going to knock out the Calyrex here with Giratina. We're going to take a Spirit Break, but we're going to resist this no problem. And the knockoff should probably be enough at this range. Yeah, so the knockoff's enough to knock out Calyrex, so we don't have to worry about potentially seeing more Trick Room stuff. And I think what I can do is late game, I can set up the... This is Raging Bolt. Alright, so I think I Calm Mind. So they're Booster Energy. Alright, I think I Calm Mind here and I go for some damage into Raging Bolt. Their Terra Fire is burned, so it's burned. I think what I can do here though is I can Parting Shot the Raging Bolt, and then if I can get this off of the field, Rillaboom and Giratina should be able to deal with the Raging Bolt. Now, if they start doubling up with Snarl and oh, there's Draco Meteor. Okay. I don't mind that at all, because now we are really seeing their HP getting down low. I'm going to get my Citrus Berry here with Incineroar. I'm also going to get a Parting Shot, which means Rillaboom can come in here. We're going to set up the grassy terrain. I can go for the Sword Stance, and then I can start clicking... I can really start clicking the Grassy Glide at that point. And plus, I have the Drain Punch, so there is that. Yeah, we do have that working in our favor. Giratina is at +3 special defense. Raging Bolt at -3 special attack. I think we can even leave that thing alone. Just go for the Grimmsnarl. Yeah, I think we just do that. I think we just leave the Raging Bolt alone at this point. I think I click Sword Stance and I start going for Grassy Glides into Grim. And just to get some damage off into Grim too, I think I click the Earth Power. And there's that. Alright, so they didn't get to find out about the Sword Stance Rillaboom, but I am very happy about that. So, Giratina! I was scared to use it, but that's all we needed. That is definitely all we needed. Also, good game to my opponent. Sword Stance Rillaboom, Calm Mind Giratina. It all worked out in the end. I had nothing to be scared of. And honestly, I didn't even sit down and practice with this team too. So I am very happy with how Giratina and Rillaboom played out today. And also Clefairy did an insane amount of work here with its redirection support with the Follow Me. We got the Life Dew off multiple times. And honestly, that first game with the Calyrex Ice Rider here, that was a little bit scary watching Clefairy outspeed the Calyrex and then get outsped in Trick Room. So there was that. Like, I really wasn't expecting that dynamic to happen, but that Calyrex, yeah, that Calyrex was a little bit concerning, but we got the Life Dew off with Clefairy, which we healed up Giratina. We get some Calm Minds off in both Game 1 and Game 3. Giratina didn't even get to show its face in Game 2, which was just delightful. We played two different Calyrex Ice Rider teams and Koraidon, both of which are two extremely powerful restricted legendaries, and Giratina just said, nah, I'll win. So we did have that at the end of the day. Calm Mind Giratina was able to one-shot a Ice Rider in Game 1 here with a Shadow Ball. They didn't Terrastalize, which was their mistake, which means Giratina just had a delightful time. And then my opponent just rage quit. Yeah, they definitely did not like seeing the Giratina and Clefairy, especially when I brought in my Incineroar to deal with their team. So that was a nice thing. And then with the Rillaboom here, we had Whimsicott and Reg G Drago come out. And I don't know if it was just that they were scared of the Fake Out coming their way or what, but they clicked Protect with both the Whimsicott and the Reg G Drago, which let me get a free Sword Stance. And then Reg G Drago wasn't able to seal the deal with the Dragon Energy, so Rillaboom just bopped it with a Drain Punch, which was just wonderful since we got a lot of HP back. And then Clefairy just healed up Rillaboom with Life Dew. Eventually, we ended up seeing the Fluttermane and then the Koraidon both come in and both fall to Rillaboom. We got Koraidon with Drain Punch. We got the Fluttermane with a +2 Grassy Glide. It was wonderful. Normally, you expect to see Rillaboom switch out to preserve the grassy terrain, but we didn't need to. We had the Wood Hammer in the back just in case. That left it with just a lone Whimsicott, so we did take the win there. And then we had the follow-up Calyrex Ice Rider team with the Grimmsnarl, and the Light Screen and Spirit Break did make it a little bit harder for Giratina to get its momentum, but we did some major damage to my opponent's team. We had the Urshifu and the Calyrex with the Terra Fire. Giratina just said, nah, we're good. Clefairy ended up fainting in that battle, but it pulled away enough attacks from Giratina for Giratina to seal the deal on both the Urshifu and the Calyrex with Incineroar's help. Incineroar ended up getting the finishing blow onto the Terra Fire Calyrex because the Earth Power wasn't quite enough to pick it up at the range it was, but we were able to knock it out, and it did result in my opponent canceling the battle. So all of which was pretty good battles at the end of the day. I'm very happy with how the team played out. Be sure to let me know what you think of the team down below. I was also a little bit concerned because only half of these Pokemon can use Protect, but at the end of the day, it worked out to be very nice. So let me know what you think of Giratina down in the comment section below, and be sure to leave a like for Giratina. Anyways, I will see you guys next time.